All right. So, welcome everyone to the podcast, the next chapter in computer software, moving past regulatory hurdles. I'm excited to have Mark Lane with us today. Mark is the president of Echo York and co-founder of Compass Wave. Over the last 15 years, Mark has built more than 15 custom software products across industry, from developing websites and e-commerce solutions for small businesses to creating an online estimation tool for services contractors. His mission, as he puts it, is developing software that help business work smarter, save time, and save money. Mark, thanks for joining us and welcome to the show.
Thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. So, yeah, happy to hear that. To kick things off, in our preparatory call, you made statements that really struck me. So, you mentioned that the biggest challenges in educating the audience that many business owners don't know what they don't know when it comes to tech like websites, SEO, or software. Could you share more about that? How has that knowledge gap among clients shaped the way you do business and the services you offer? For example, how do you approach transparency or education with your customer?
Yeah, definitely. So when I started at Eco York back in 2009, one of my main things was to sit down with business owners, find out what issues do you have from a business perspective. There's a lot of technology out there, especially now with AI, where you don't know what you don't know, or there's things thrown at you that you're like, oh, well, should I get into this or should I not? So what I like to do is I like to provide a lot of educational content. Most recently, we've done a lot of videos regarding Google business profiles and how to improve the optimization of those. I've also done some presentations on different automation tools that are out there regarding AI tools that you can utilize for different situations and things like that. So I think that educating the audience it's a big thing that we're doing on our YouTube channel. I think it's important. I never go out there and try to sell a client on a particular solution until I actually know what their actual problem is. And then I can either provide a solution that we offer or recommend a solution maybe that already exists out there for them.
Nice. So, as it sounds like being transparent about what you're doing week to week is a big part of building the trust. Maybe you can give a quick example of how educating a client or setting the right expectation paid off for you.
Yeah. So one of the things that I guess I can mention is the SEO aspect. So search engine optimization, getting your website ranked in either what they call the local map pack there in Google Business, or just in regular search results or AI related tools. I think a lot of businesses don't always understand what the SEO company is or isn't doing. So one of the things that makes us a little bit different is every single Friday, we send a report over to our clients, let them know exactly what we've done. So all of everything from the backlinks that we've put into their website or the optimization that we performed on their website, the different audits, every single activity is logged in that weekly report. And then we also let them know what we plan on doing the following week so they can kind of follow along with our team on the overall plan to get them ranked. I always set the expectations that with SEO, it's an ongoing investment for your business. It's not something you're going to be able to unfortunately rank overnight and right away. And if you do it one time and then stop, of course, other companies are going to come along and try to outrank you as well. So I always believe in the education of it and being upfront about that when we're talking to companies that are interested in that type of service.
Nice. So now Echo York's tagline is all about developing solutions that solve business time and money. You have developed over 15 custom software products so far, which is impressive. Can you tell us about one of those solutions that really stands out? Maybe a project where you saw a small business dramatically improve efficiencies or save costs? What was the problem and what was the software solution you created to fix it?
Yeah. So there's several. I guess the one that I'll mention is one that we license out for residential HVAC contractors. We have a load calculation software. If the audience doesn't know what that means, if you have a residential HVAC contractor come to your home to either service, replace, or install an HVAC unit, so air conditioning and furnace model, what they should be doing is conducting what's called a heating and a cooling load. What those numbers do is it helps them properly size the equipment so that they don't undersize or oversize the equipment in your home. Our software allows HVAC contractors to sign up. It's $18 a month right now for the tool. And in about 10 minutes, they can sit down with a homeowner, put in the information, and provide the homeowner with a nice report that shows them the exact heating and cooling load that they have in their home and why they might recommend a specific unit. So it's a really nice sales tool for HVAC contractors.
Was there a breakthrough moment in that project where you realized the impact it will have? What were the client reaction when they saw how much time or money it saved them?
Yeah, so originally the tool we developed I owned a business back in 2009 and sold it. And long story short, I came back into the picture in 2016 and purchased the company in 2017 with two other business partners. But originally when we came out with the software years ago, it was just a game changer. Ours has always been the fastest and most efficient tool out there. There isn't a lot of competition in that space. Some of them in the space try to make it a science project. So ours is just fast, easy, and we've kept up with that over the years.
Very nice. And do you see AI playing a bigger role, say generating content or automating parts or web development in the near future for EcoYork?
Yeah, so we're using it in a couple of different areas. For one, we've used AI to come up with certain topics for our YouTube shorts or social shorts and things like that, because you can ask AI a lot of different questions: what's popular, what's trending, those types of things. Give me some topics to maybe talk about in a 30-second type of commercial, and it'll really help you get some really good ideas from that. Other things you can use AI for is if you're doing presentations. There's a tool called Manus.im, I believe it's called. It can create Google slide presentations. I had a presentation a couple weeks ago where I was asked to speak for an 8-minute presentation or something. And I put in a topic and said I wanted 8 minutes worth of slides, and it put it all together basically with a lot of minimal editing afterwards. I think if you leverage my whole thing when I talk with companies about how to utilize AI is that you utilize AI as a tool, not a replacement. It's going to maybe replace certain things, but if you adapt as a business and you utilize it as a tool, you can be a lot more efficient. It's the same thing as developing custom software, which is where we've come from. And if you really leverage that, you can really do a lot of neat things with AI. But again, you might not know what you don't know. Claude AI is a great tool to utilize for mock-ups and things like that. You can also utilize it within coding and stuff. So there's a lot of neat features that are out there and different tools for different situations.
No, that's so nice. In your experience running a software development company, what regulatory or compliance hurdles have you encountered, and how have you managed to navigate them?
Yeah, so a lot of the tools that we've developed for businesses that maybe they have sensitive data or things like that, we typically recommend that they house them on a closed server. So not something that's public if it's not needed. But a lot of the data that we've developed in our tools doesn't have a lot of proprietary information or accounting type data. We don't deal with those types of custom software products. We've been able to avoid a lot of those other issues that you might run into when it comes to that type of software.
Nice. So, from a founder's perspective, what were some of the challenges you face in growing your companies, Compass Wave or the other ones? Do you have to overcome any resistance from the regional market or adapt the tool significantly for new markets like the HVAC or moving services?
Yeah, so I think my challenge really was the time involved in it. I started when I started my company, and Compass Wave was developed back in 2010, a year after I started EcoYork. I actually partnered with a group of developers to develop that software. In 2012, I purchased the rights to the software from my partners at the time, and that's when I rolled it back into EcoYork. I think the big thing for me was learning how to delegate because I came from a development background. So I have all the coding experience and things like that I've done myself. But at some point I had to step back to be able to work on the business and not in it. And I think that was my biggest challenge over the years, is to get to the point where I could hire the right talent to help build out the different teams to offer the services we currently offer today.
No, very nice. So, from your perspective, what are the major challenges and trends in the software development industry today, especially for small businesses needing tech solutions under tightening regulations?
So I guess some of the challenges for that would be, again, not knowing what tools either exist already or if you need to develop a tool to perform that certain task, I think would be the biggest challenge there.
Okay. And how do you foster leadership and innovation within your team at EcoYork?
Yeah, so I typically meet with a lot of the clients kind of after the team might have already done some networking calls or things like that with them. I put a lot of trust in our team to work directly with the clients kind of after the project's been started or after I've already had that initial consultation and a contract's been signed, that kind of thing. So the team is really great about being able to communicate directly with the client, representing EcoYork in a great way. And I have no issues. So I really provide that flexibility with the team. We don't require certain hours of the day or things like that they work. I give a lot of flexibility. I meet with the team monthly. We started doing this a year ago, doing coffee talks, and it's worked really well with our team where I meet individually for 15 minutes. It's their conversation. It's their call. Whatever they want to talk about for those 15 minutes is on them. And they can let me know any problems they've had, maybe achievements that they've done that month as well. And then if they have any other things that they want to talk about. And that's really helped us over the past year to grow as a team.
Nice. I'm especially curious if things like privacy regulations or even just the fast changing rule of the big platforms like Google algorithms or AI guidelines have forced you to adapt. How do you keep innovating without getting bogged down by all that red tape?
Yeah. So for us, we don't have to deal with a lot of that. I mean, when it comes to our website development efforts, we don't run into a lot of that stuff. We don't work on government related projects either. We don't develop anything in the financial world. Like we lean on the tools that already exist in those areas. Luckily, we don't have to worry about a lot of that stuff.
Okay. And looking ahead, you mentioned that you're working on scaling EcoYork, including automating some internal processes. You joke about finally doing for yourself what you do for clients and even building an online community for your clients and prospects to share knowledge, that which really sounds exciting. As you pursue these plans through this year, say by Q3, what does success looks like? What signals or metrics will tell you that you are on the right track with this initiative?
Yeah, so we use a CRM. It's a white label version of Go High Level, and we've been using that since January of last year. So in there, I'm able to track where our leads are coming from. I'm also able to easily track what opportunities that we have in the pipeline and things like that. So by looking at that on a weekly basis, as well as a separate spreadsheet that I actually keep track of on activities that I personally have completed over the past week or so, I'm able to look at that and see the direction and the trend that we're going upwards. And it's been working really well, especially because I lean on the team to find out what their workload looks like, what tools they might need to help them do things a little bit more efficiently. And then if they are feeling overworked, I ask those questions every time I meet with them so that I can know, do we need to add team members in this specific area? Are we lacking? Are we getting behind maybe on follow-ups and things like that? So I think that's important for a business to always look at those types of metrics and talk with the team too, because they're the ones in the trenches sometimes.
And do you feel the market is growing or is getting saturated? How's your feeling about the market today?
Right now, I think it's an interesting time right now with the AI and AI tools. Everyone thinks that they can build something themselves, maybe with the AI tools that are out there. There's a little risk behind that because, you can use the AI tools to develop prototypes and things like that, but there's not a lot of security behind the software that these AI tools might be creating or things that you need to look at. And for that, sometimes you do need a developer or somebody to go behind the scenes to make sure that it is secure, it's on a right server and things like that. So I think as some of the companies use these types of tools, unfortunately, they're going to find issues with that where maybe it's getting hacked into or the data is not as secure as they think it's going to be because they developed that specific tool using AI. So I think people just have to be a little bit careful of what they're building and what they're using AI for. And then lean on companies like ours to give them a little bit of guidance and maybe some advice for that as well.
About guidance, how do you envision that community? For example, what kind of content or interaction do you think will get clients participating in a community? I imagine sharing tips and success stories could go a long way, but what do you think about?
Yeah, so one of the communities that I'm trying to, I'm still rolling it out or in the process of getting team feedback on our community ourselves. But what I think would be helpful is that tools that we use for different things. Like I just mentioned, Manus for using Google slide presentations and things like that. But we use Closely HQ is something that you can use if you're looking to build your LinkedIn connections. There's a lot of tools that I've used or had experience with that I think if we shared that with the community and they found all of those different tips and tricks and things like that, I think that would be helpful. And those are the types of things I'd like to share within this community so that people can go there to find out information about what our team is using, how we're using it, and what we might recommend to clients for different situations.
Excellent, excellent. That's really insightful. Anything you see in the market that companies should take in consideration your company for doing business? Any top notch that you want to share?
Yeah. I mean, I guess as far as if you're looking for a company to perform the SEO or you're looking to get leads through your website, definitely vet the companies. I always recommend to look at the reviews of clients that have actually used that company before. And this goes for any type of business, really. Check the Google reviews, see if they've actually replied to maybe any of the reviews on there as well. Replying to reviews as a business is extremely important. Vet the business, maybe talk to some of their clients if they allow you to, and get some personal feedback, I think is important. So, and don't just take it for face value too. If they say that they're going to get you ranked in 30 to 60 days, it's probably a gimmick more than likely.
Wow. So, well, Mark, this has been an incredible, insightful. I really appreciate your openness and the concrete example that you have shared from automating small business tasks to leveraging AI tools. Thank you for giving us a peek in how you're moving the industry forward. And thank you for the listeners for joining us on this episode. And still stay tuned for the next episode. So thank you so much. Great stuff, Mark. Thank you so much for
Thanks
everything.
so much for having me. I appreciate it.